Morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I'm joined by Sandawana, Lelekere Lautrina, Tswaraki Aufura, but apparently network is a bit of a challenge. So maybe you'll join me right in the middle of the show together with Tabiki. But guess what? I'm with you. Remo, Rekaofela, Sisonke, we are together on Sesam, Rotle, Singwe, the beat goes on. We'll continue. Um, we'll continue and see what we can do. Firstly, I'm sure you are surprised because I was not there last week, Saturday. I was not there on Tuesday. I just got ill. And then I didn't want to scare people and advise that I got ill. So and that was the reason why I was not available. At least a person has a very good friends out there. You know, Big R, it's all about TBR, responsibility, relationship, all those positive R words. And I can tell you, invest in relationship, create a very positive relationship because with relationship, you can be able to go somewhere. So luckily enough, I've got a lot of good friends who are doctors. Some of them have run hospitals as CEOs in the department. So I communicated with them and find out, hey man, I have this problem. What should I do? And all unison go to the hospital, do a thorough investigation first before you can do anything. So I went to the hospital and then, yeah, my wife also tried some few things, which really worked for me. But I finally had to go to the hospital. And then, so I didn't want to scare people about that. Because sometimes people, when you talk about hospital, they think about death. Well, no, it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. So, yeah, I'm back, and I'm happy that we are doing the show. Because it's not nice not to do the show. We always want to do the show. We want to bring, we want to talk. We want a different voice. One day, as time goes on, I'm gonna talk about what is happening with some of the podcasts. I'm happy about one thing: we are independent. No one is funding us, and that's how I want it. Because if you are being funded, you must push a particular narrative. All right? Don't talk the facts as they are. And for me, the media is a very important tool that should give the people the opportunity to reflect. And they should not be guided. How should they be reflect? I'm lucky the people that I use, they understand that. Like now, I've got Malekker here, Somonamonani, Lekere Lautrin. He's a Sandawana, but he speaks his mind. And that's it. And I know these teams, when you speak like that, they hate you. And I don't think it's fair, you know. But you know what? It's understandable. Once you are in a particular position, when you're on the pedestal, you think that when people criticize you, even if whether it's positive or negative criticism, you just see it that they want to destroy you. Sometimes you must listen. And after listening, and then try to sort out whatever that you need to sort out. If you suppress different opinion, definitely are not going to grow. And at the same time, we don't want people to blame people unfairly. We should be fair. All right. And that is why if you talk about the law, they talk about Audi Pataram. So that you give the other chance, the other side, an opportunity to say his opinion. So there's so many YouTube channels, you can see that they are pushing a narrative. They have been paid to do that. And it's very difficult to see that they are pushing a narrative. But they talk about something else, but they use a line. They use a line. And once they use a line, then you must know that something is not right. I'll give you a practical example. I was listening to General Lieutenant General Mkwanazi. He said there was a story about him, which was not talking about him per se, but the picture was his full picture. And that's wrong, because you are pushing a particular narrative. Then he said, when you read the story, how many people do read the story? People don't read the story. Naturally, people are lazy to read. So you conclude and say, oh, it's corrupt. You haven't seen it. I'm not saying I'm drumming for the Lieutenant General. I'm just showing you how you need to see the lines. You are talking about something else, but you bring a picture that is not related to that. The same in football. We talk about something else, you bring the picture, let's say for argument's sake, of Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Why are you doing that? Why can't we be honest? We need to be responsible, all right? But even if I'm a Cosmos fan, but if Jomo is not doing things correct, I'll say it. Because I want people to understand, all right? So I cannot be on his side. And what I like about Jomo and Pitso, they are straightforward. They tell you what you don't want to hear, and that's it. All right, but that's their opinion. And that's why sometimes I don't understand why people don't like Junior Kanye. Junior Kanye speaks what he sees. And he doesn't say I'm correct. He says, this is my opinion. And in most cases, he gets it wrong. All right? But allow him, give him space. Don't attack him. You know, like we see the Kaizer Chiefs fans, they hate him. You know, you can see others, my friend. Saddam, I think you can, if I can leave you with Judaka in the room, I'll tell you, you'll give him something. So that's not what you should do. Malegere, Legere Laukpina, Simuna Munan, welcome, greet the viewers. And now you have closed the mic. Malegere, let's open up the mic. Yeah, there you are.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm happy that you are alive and kicking, and your smile says it all.
Yeah.
So, indeed, I say thank you very much and welcome back with a bang, with a smile.
Yeah.
And then with a new era and evolution to build up this show to another level wherein we can have more exposure beyond where we are now.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'm happy that you are back and you've laid a better foundation now again. Thank you very much. Legere loud say fast Somonamonani. Musho wa tlhokomela batlhophi Sundowns FC.
You know, I like doing the show with you. I like doing the show because you are always happy. This is what I want. You're always happy. I know you're a Sandawana, but you speak what you see, and it's your opinion. All right, people can have different opinion. We should not protect even things that should not be protected. I want us to talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs, I don't know whether should I say they're at the crossroads. Because we don't know whether Nabi will continue. No, we know Nabi is not continuing. They've already sent, and I must commend them. They send an X message. I just wonder whether do I have that X message, that Kaizer Chiefs. And that's all what we want. Communicate, because once we communicate, we know. And then the message was very clear. We are busy sorting out few things with the coach, and then we ask people to bear with us. Let me see. Maybe it was on X. It was not. It was on X. They were saying, bear with us. Yes, we are talking to reach an agreement of parting ways with the coach. And then we are finalizing the nuts and bolts. And then apparently they want to continue with the gentlemen and the two gentlemen who were there. And remember, Lekker Loudon, I said it. I said, those guys, they won 4 games. No, they didn't concede a goal. I said, Nabi's going to have a problem when he comes back. Because now Nabi comes, if he loses, immediately when he comes back, problems will start. But if you read the reports, apparently the issue has been there, has been simmering for some time. Has been simmering for some time. Now this brings another element. Let's say you are in the shoes of these guys who are assisting Nabi, who were brought by Nabi. Will you continue with Chiefs or will you be loyal and go with Nabi? I'll tell you why. Pitso's team, when Pitso leaves, they leave with him. And this theory of bringing your people, I think for me, it's perfect. Because you want to bring people that you trust. You don't want to bring people that you don't trust. Because when you bring people that you don't trust, people will talk behind your backs, whereas they want your job. Do you understand? So, yeah. Now, to me, it was coming. Now I hear the two guys will be continuing. And as I say, firstly, I was happy that Chiefs gave us information, which what we have been asking all the time, so that we can share, because we need to share this information with the supporters and understand. Chiefs are saying, look, give us an opportunity. We are sorting things up. Currently, the two guys will continue. We go to them in AFCON. They're assessing them. If you look at it, it's also good to do it that way. And hopefully those guys, they did discuss with Nabi and reach an agreement to say, no. And then Nabi gave them a go-ahead, guys, you can continue. Because they've already laid the foundation, winning 4 games. And then without conceding, and then let's give them a chance. Even if, you know, I'm a proponent of Pitso, to say, give that position to Pitso. And then let them go. Let's see when they come back. Maybe they'll do well and then they get a contract. But hopefully they had discussed, I'm talking about them now, these guys. They've discussed with Nabi to say, no, we are not stabbing you behind your back. We are with you. But we have already done something. Are you giving us a blessing? I don't know. This is how I see it. What's your take?
My first take will be the point of saying Nabi's certificate for CAF expired in 2023. Is there truth in that, number one? Is there honesty in that, number two? If Kaizer Chiefs have seen that Nabi's certificate have expired for CAF in 2023, when did they hire him? Last season. So it means they hired him when the certificate have expired. Didn't they have the mandate with him that they want to be part of CAF Champions League? If the answer is yes, then why didn't they see to it that that certificate of him has expired? Coming to the issue of allowing Nabi's crew to continue on his absence. Yes, those guys were doing very well during his absence. Remember, he was not absent. He was there. But this time he's absent. Who brought them here? It's Nabi. So how are they going to cope now on his permanent absence, wherein he doesn't have a say? He won't have any input in terms of what to do or in terms of how do we plan around. That's the main issue now. Number two, when we allow these guys to continue, are we allowing them to continue as interim while looking for another coach to come? Or are we allowing them to continue on a permanent basis. Because truly speaking, Nabi was bound to go when he comes back because of on 4 occasions when those boys were doing without him. There was a plan, there was consistency, there was a first lineup, there was plan A and plan B. Now, when Nabi comes in, I think his first game was against Sundowns, wherein he couldn't win. And the second game was this loss. So then now, how are we going to narrate the story now to the management as you are back now, the team is going down. On your absence, there was a flow. So honestly speaking, now from my own side or from my own view, I perceive to it like there have to be something more than what these people are saying. The contract of the coach, it might be cancelled or terminated based on mutual activities or mutual agreement. However, the certificate expiring cannot be the driving factor. It can't be.
No.
It can't be the driving
You see, Malekker, that is why I always emphasize that let us get the news. All right. To be fair to Kaizer Chiefs, there are news. Remember, we are relying on reports. Others are lying. Yes. Others are lying, especially social media. You cannot rely on it totally. I've just given an example that sometimes they push a line because they want numbers. It's not about numbers, it's about quality. Apparently, no. It was not an issue. The guy, his license was still active, and then it's still gonna be renewed. I mean, it's gonna be active till 2026. But this is what I need people to underline. This is not official statement. This is what we get as we listen to various sources and so on. That is why when we started, I was so excited that at least Kaizer Chiefs gave us a statement. And I must commend, let me tell you, teams that are doing well in terms of statements is Kukune. Kukune gives statement. It's Stellenbosch. All right. And you guys, Shupi is trying his best. You guys are Sundowns. You're giving statements. That is important because it brings the fans up to speed of what is happening in the teams. Vina, yes, he tries that Kaizer Chiefs, but Chiefs is a big team. We don't get them as much as we want. The Chiefs is always in the eye, just like Orlando Pirates. Even Orlando Pirates, they are lacking when it comes to that, in terms of them giving us the news. We need to understand what was the problem. Well, I don't know how do they see things. Remember, there is a marketing department, unlike those days of PROs or Chakwane, Louis, and Alex, and so on. So there's also the brand, blah, managers department, and so on. But for me, if they give us the news, I would really appreciate if they come out clearly and say, this is what was happening at Kaizer Chiefs. And then about us and Nabi, not to attack anyone, but just give us the news. And this is what is happening now. Just like you as Sundowns, I've been very critical on the issue of Mdau. We don't get the news on that one. Shubi is my friend, but I understand he's working within the confines and the policies of the team. But tell us what's happening. Mdau, what's happening? Even now, Mdau, I don't know whether he's still gonna play or not. Tell us the news. Tell us the news. Because you guys as supporters are stakeholders now. All right. As much as they are the ones who are popping out the money, but you are stakeholders. It's like in politics. Politics or politicians, they don't have a private life. They're part of us now. They must share everything. They need to be very careful. So that's why, because we want to see accountability. So I think that's where Kaizer Chiefs should come out After this, they will say, this is what has happened. Give us the story. Even if they don't tell us the details, because probably details they will be kept confidential. But tell us so that we have a clear picture of what's happening, and then the fans are informed. And then because of that, maybe we'll see little violence happening. Look at this thing of the penalties, your Hangwani, those referees, your Nobo. Now people understand it. Oh, no, if it's not a penalty, you understand? It's unlike before. That's how information helps. It's unlike before. I don't know. This is where I'm coming from. We don't know exactly what's happening. But I like when they say, let these two guys continue and we'll see and review. And that's very good. Because what if those guys perform very well? There will be no need of bringing Pitso. Okay? There will be no need of hiring Rivero or any other coach. But for me, if there's anybody who's going to sort things up at Chiefs, it's Pitso. I'm not saying this because I know him. Their daughter sometimes talk to me via WhatsApp. It's not because of that. I'm looking at the facts. I'm following what happened when Pitso was at Sundowns. I still have to verify this. I'm told that he stopped everybody. Remember Sundowns? There are so many people. Here is true. There. So everybody was going to the president. Apparently, Pitso stopped that. No one goes to the president without me. President, you don't talk to the players without me. He changed things. Arrive at 8, you leave at 4:30. This is work. And you like it or not, Sundowns, to be what it is, it's foundation that was laid by Pitso. He brought Rulani, he brought Mangoba Mniti, you understand? And then look what he did in Al Ahly. Even today, the fans of Al Ahly, they still hold Pitso in high regard. Do you understand? And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Pitso is very arrogant. He's just like Jomo. He says what he sees, doesn't mix his words. He says what he sees, whether he get angry or what, but he tells you what he thinks. And that is why I say I don't have a problem with Junior Kanye. He speaks what, I don't know. If you look at Junior Kanye, do you think he hates Chiefs? Or does he talk his mind? If you look at
He talks his mind up.
maybe I need to ask Sheikh.
No, I've been following him.
Sheikh is his friend, and I know Sheikh defends him. For me, I see him being, it's like me and you, we talk what we see. All right? Of course, we cannot be right. We don't have information. If you have information,
yes.
Like now we are saying that it expired when I said, no, I've seen the news. He said, no, it's 2026. But if they don't give us that news, how are we going to know? We'll end up speculating. But the approach that they've taken as Chiefs, for me, I agree. Allow these guys to continue. If they come back there, give them permanent contract. All right? And on the other hand, I wish these guys, they did speak to Nabi. You can imagine Somonamonani, you brought me, and then the next thing, you leave, and then me, I continue. What is it going to do to our relationship?
It destroys everything.
I cannot trust you anymore. Say, this guy, Peter's team, when he leaves, they leave with him. I don't remember anyone staying behind. They leave with him. And when he goes, wherever he goes with them. So that is why I say, wherever he goes, Peter should go. Should go with him. Don't disturb him. So that's my opinion. Peter can coach only two or three teams in South Africa. It's Bafana.
Yes.
It's Mamelodi Sundowns, because he said it himself that he still loves Mamelodi Sundowns. He wants to finish what he started. It's Kaizer Chiefs, because he was a fan of Kaizer Chiefs from childhood. And he doesn't want to see what is happening at Kaizer Chiefs. Well, at Pirates, I don't know whether he'll succeed. You have Dr. Koza, the elephant in the room. But he's doing well. Whoever that he brings, doing well. Because remember, Dr. Koza said, I buy players, you coach. And we criticize him. Look at what. As I was saying, it's about what Chiefs decide to do. And then, and because, look, Chiefs is a big team. The league without Chiefs or Pirates will be dull. And then, so it's very important that we make sure that they come back. It was very, very exciting to see them winning top 8. And then I saw Doc Kumalo also, a little bit worried about the fact that Nabi left. But if issues were beyond the club's control, there's nothing that they can do. Remember, at some point, there was this element of homesick in terms of, because the wife was having some challenges, according to reports, health issues. So, yeah, Rivero also said that, but he finally went to Al Ahly. But we had the rumors that now he wants to come to Kaizer Chiefs. So sometimes the homesick, you start looking at it and say, is it genuine, this homesick, or is something else that is convenient? Yeah. So, but I must say, I was impressed to see that statement from Kaizer Chiefs. We need to know what's happening, and then so that we share the information with their supporters. Now we move on. PSL normally give us the cut situation about who's got what in terms of yellow cards, red cards, and so on. And that's important because as I talk about information, as you guys, you need to know what's happening. As you can see, Chippa United there, they're doing well in terms of the yellow cards there. Not much, only Stanley Bobo with 2. And then, now this information is helpful. And you start understanding when we hear this issue of Tebogo Mokoena, because we understand that FIFA has started to investigate that issue of Mokoena, although the facts are not on the side of whoever wishes that Bafana should be docked points. Because rules are rules, they should stick to the rules. And then, so we know what happened. We are told that Lesotho never lodged the protests during the stipulated time. And then in Nigeria, who are the people who are very vocal about this, who wants to see South Africa maybe not proceeding to 2026, and then they were not party to the activity. So, yeah. So now it's important, and PSL, thanks to Fatuane there, a very young man who's doing a very great job to share this information so that people can know what's happening. Now, I wanted to share that so that at least you know who's who. And then, yeah, so those are the cuts. And then look at them, look at your team. Siwelele, you can see how you stand. Stellenbosch, many players seems to be on the cuts there. And then Sekhukhune United, and Sekhukhune United are playing very well. Maybe sometimes we need to talk about Sekhukhune United. They are playing very, very well. And the win against Kaizer Chiefs, it was not a fluke. It was a real win. It was a real win. And then they deserve it. They deserve everything that they've done. They were playing very well. Munari, the Tembisa boy, as Tabinho would always remind us that he's a Tembisa boy. The father apparently is his friend. He scored a very beautiful third goal. And then, yeah, so I hope Chiefs is not going to slump to, to what happened. And as I repeat that this thing of Nabi going, for me, has always been a worrying factor. That, okay, he goes, and when he goes, what's going to happen? The players going to be loyal to him, or are they going to be loyal to the other team, to the other people who are assisting them? So those are some of the things we check. Now, those who are on the red card, who are not eligible to play, the next game is Kele Kolani Ngobo of Golden Arrows, Magesi, Samuel Munsa, and then also Siwelelo Neo Duncan Rapo, Stellenbosch, and then also Tato Khiba, one of those. And then now, while we're still talking Stellenbosch, I mean, Siwelele, they seems to be struggling. And then I saw somebody did a very good analysis to say, look, Stellenbosch, I mean, Siwelele, they were bound to struggle because if you look at the squad or the personnel that they're using, they're still using the personnel that they were using during the time of Gavin Hunt when he was with them. So that's a possibility why they struggle. So I don't know whether you agree with that. And I'm a little bit worried because people of Bloemfontein, they are so happy to see a team back in the professional league, and you can see with the support, and I can see that. Minister Gaten Mackenzie's son is doing well in terms of the merchandise, in terms of the media presence, which is good because you need to build a brand. As we normally say, there's no team for Kaizer Chiefs when it comes to branding. They are a quality brand. They continue to build a brand. So I think people should learn from there. All of us are learning from there. And then, yeah, so Suwelele are very well. And in football, there's one thing that I've noticed. Never say it's too early. Never say it's too early, then maybe you will pick up. All the points are important right from the beginning up to the end. You see this at the end of the season when now it's an issue about relegation, it's issue about top eight, it's issue about the winner of the league and so on, and qualifying for Champions League. That's when you realize that those points, those you thought that they were not important from the beginning, are really, really, really crucial. Now, but before I go to the next topic, I'll do what we normally do, the Messi special, and then share what's happening around the issue of the Messi special. But before I go there, let me talk about the fact that we are a financial company and our job is to educate all the time. You may think that this is just a podcast. My basis is to educate. That is why I say I'll speak what I see and what I analyze with the purpose of educating. I'm not fighting anyone. There's no reason to do that. I love football. I love all the teams, but we'll give education. So now, one of the book that you can get from us is this one, Secrets for Becoming Rich. This is the book that I wrote as my first book after realizing how the rich make their money. And then I said, now let me put it down. And then this is the second edition of the book. There is also the first edition. So you can get it from us if you want it. And then the other one is this one, How to Get Out of Bad Debts, Use Other People's Money and Resources to Get Rich. Because the rich, they don't use their money. They use the other people's money. If you want to know how that is being done, just get this book and learn from it. Then you'll see how the rich do that. And then the other book that I wrote is this one, is How I Turned 500 Rand into a million Rand business. And then you can do the same. Anyone can do it. If one person can do it, why not? So can learn. Get it. It will definitely give you a whole lot of information. But it's not just information. You must keep on practicing. Because I know myself, when I went for what do you call coaching program, I practiced what I was taught, and then because practice is the best teacher, and then it took a while, but finally things turn around. And then here's another book by a very good friend of mine, Dr. Darlene Small, a retired economist who worked for Reserve Bank for 33 years as an advisor to the governors. The last person she advised was the late Tito Mboweni. May his soul rest in peace. So those are the books that we can get. Let me get, I don't know whether did I show the book of Nomsamas Bugo, who hails from Emalahleni. So that's another book that you can lay a hand on. But if I haven't showed that, and then I'll show it a little bit later as we go on. Now, the other topic that I want to talk about, it's Arsenal, guys. I'm sure you have noticed that Arsenal now is starting to rise. Is last week I was talking to Pete, or 2 weeks back, to say, what would you do with Ateta? Because I think he has been there for too long. And then I don't see him, he's like he's a pretender. But this time, I think they're serious. You know, the mere fact that he bought Ozymandias, oh, what a brilliant boy. I know that Barcelona at some point wanted him because he was a perfect replacement for Busquets. Ozymandias, I love the boy. I enjoy watching the boy. He's brilliant, he's very young. To me, he's a young version of Busquets. But what I like about Ozymandias, doesn't lose balls like Busquets. Busquets, sometimes he irritates me. He loses balls. And then I would have loved Ozymandias to join Inter Miami because now I'm supporting the Messi team now, which is Inter Miami. Well, I still love Barcelona. But I don't think it's the right time for him to go to MLS because I would have loved to see him playing with Messi, Ozymandias. But you know, MLS is like a league that hasn't come to that level of a higher class, especially in terms of a salary structure. Well, I'm talking about information that I get from the distance, so I'm not really close to the real situation. While you cannot attribute, but Messi is getting a different arrangement because he's getting sponsors and so on and so on. It's a different ball game altogether. In fact, the deal that he took, as far as I'm concerned, it did make him rich for a very long time. So I would have loved to see Ozymandias joining what you call Inter Miami, but you know Messi loves Barcelona. I'm sure it would encourage him to go to Barcelona. Yeah. So is Arteta really writing the history now of Arsenal that we have been waiting for? Declan Rice has brought stability there at the back of Arsenal. I don't know. They are doing extremely well, but I'll start taking them serious if they win the Champions League. And then Barcelona too, they're playing very well. They just beaten Newcastle 5-1. That was emphatic. And then, yeah, we'll watch the space and see whether are they a real deal or pretenders. But Barcelona, they look like a team to really think about. Now, let me share this book of Nomsamas Bugo. The book is called Entrepreneur Awakening with a Drive. This lady runs a number of guest houses, more than 100 rooms, and then the rooms are very, 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 very nice. And then The hospitality there is good. And then you can just, if you're in that part of the world, just pass by there and see whether what will you get in terms of hospitality. Now, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm moving on. Remember now, we're talking about the Messi special. We know that Barcelona have lost, but the good news is we are told that the contract between Lionel Messi and Inter Miami is imminent. And then, well, we are being told that it's a multi-million rand business contract. So we are watching that very closely. But remember last time they lost 3-0. And then, so it was looking like they won't win the Shield Cup or the MLS, but because they have games behind. So it looks like they may do exceptionally well as time goes on. They may even win the MLS because they have game on hand. And then the good thing is Lionel Messi is in good form, and I'm sure you've noticed that if you watch MLS, he's really, really in good form. Yeah. Now, this is it. Let me share what's happening with him. We are told that an agreement has been agreed. It's a multi-year contract. It would be the final contract of his career. An announcement expected in the next 10 days. This is the news that we get. So, yeah, and then now it means now he will never go to Barcelona, although we would have loved to see him going there at some point. And then now, man of the match is like a usual occurrence for him. The last game he took man of the match, it was a very good revenge. Remember Seattle, they beat them in the final last year, and it was a heartbreaking. So, yeah, so now Messi has gained his revenge. So now the other thing that you need to be very aware of, this was the program, starting with the Seattle, the one that they've already beaten. And then tomorrow morning, they are playing DC United. And then the next game, they are playing New York City. And then thereafter, Toronto FC, Chicago Fire, New England Patriot, and Atlanta United, and Nashville on the 19th of October. So those are some of the news around the Messi special. And then let's see whether there's any other thing that I'll share with you there. I'm sure there's something to share there because there's a lot when it comes to Lionel Messi that we can share. Let's see. Yeah. He has now reached 40 goals contribution in 2025, and that makes it 19 years in a row he reached this mark. Remember, the guy is 38 years old, okay? But he has already done 40 goal contribution. And then I listened to all the players talking about Lionel Messi. I think it's Alvarez who was saying, and then Guardiola was saying, you are from Argentina, isn't it? You played with Messi, which is good, but you are not Messi, and don't try to be him. Then Alvarez said, you know what? Guardiola is so obsessed with Lionel Messi. And then if there's anything, he will always talk about Lionel Messi. And I see he's very obsessed. He's very, very obsessed with him. And then he loves him. Well, we had rumors that he may just go for about um, warming up for the World Cup, may go to Europe, People are saying Barcelona or Man City. But I think Man City, for me, would be the most appropriate one because there you know that he's going to somebody he knows that he loves him. And I think that's what Messi wants to be shown love. Now let's do that comparison again with Ronaldo, which I said at some point. This comparison is irrelevant now because I think Messi beats Ronaldo in many departments. Yes, Ronaldo beats him in some of the departments. But when you compare, look, Messi always took them to the Champions League. So all the teams that he played for, he took them to the Champions League. And then he took PSG to the Champions League. And then just 2.5 season, he has taken Inter Miami to CONCACAF, and I understand they have already qualified for this year's CONCACAF. And then, so it shows that this man, he's always taking the team to Champions League, and including Barca, where he spent about 17 years. So that was the Messi special. And then, yeah, before I leave, I want to remind you that we as a company, we also educate about finance and then the business, and then through our mentoring program, which we call it a membership club. If you want to join that membership club to learn more, just drop us a WhatsApp with your contact number. We'll contact you, and then after contacting you, and then we'll tell you everything. And please, people, subscribe and like because we want to grow. And we want to grow. And then, as I said, we want to grow independently. We don't. Yes, it's easy to get monies from others, and then, but we don't want people to want to tell us what to do. What narrative are we supposed to push? So yeah, we need to talk what we think or what we see, and then if people have a different view, why not? Come up with that different view. If you want us to improve, please, pleasure, just make those suggestions. Subscribe, people, like, and comment. Thank you for your time because this is your time, very precious. I thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm sure you are already in the year 2025, and then you are asking yourself, what are you going to do? Some of you have been working for many years, and then now you are contemplating of either resigning or going on retirement. And it looks scary. You're not sure what are you going to do, how are you going to survive, you're worried about your pension, and so on and so on. Especially if you're a GPF member at the age of 55 and above, and you are in those situations. You are thinking, what's going to happen? Remember, the most important thing, you need to think about how can you save the little that you have in terms of how do you avoid penalties? Because when you retire earlier than 60, you'll be penalized. How can you avoid that? Not to be penalized, not even a cent. You also want to make sure that you maximize in terms of the taxation. But get me right, tax applies to everyone. But you want to make sure that you are tax as little as you can. And you want to do all those things. You need somebody who's skilled, somebody who's trained to deal with finance, because tax avoidance is allowed. Because when you avoid tax, you use the tax law. Now, if you want to do that, to make sure that you save as much as you can, don't hesitate. Contact us, TBR Solution, or the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. And then just say, please, I want you to assist me. I want to go out. So come and share knowledge with me. Now, no obligation. You don't have to make any obligation. Just listen to the facts. After listening to the facts, make a decision. Can listen to us, can listen to others, then so that you're exposed to various information, so that when you make a decision, it's an informed decision. Now, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution. Here, I'm representing the bigger financial services and authorized financial service provider. If you want to know how to get hold of us, just look at the WhatsApp number, drop us your contact via WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.